Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, the place of all trade shows. In fact, arguably, it's the trade show capital of the world. So why not make our next video about trade shows and how to be successful at them? And we're going to introduce you today to a concept you may not have heard about called the Rover. Now, this concept can get wild and way out of hand, and what better place for it to do that than Las Vegas? But it can also be just a very simple new way to shake up your approach and introduce you to a game-changing strategy, a concept that will change the way you develop at your trade shows, develop business, I should say, at your trade shows. And that, again, is the Rover, the extra person, the person that moves around. This isn't just any sales tactic. It's an edgy, outside-the-box strategy that will elevate your trade show presence from mundane to completely unforgettable. Now, some of the suggestions in this video are going to be wild and crazy and something you may not have done ever as a company. And that's okay, because there are other suggestions for the Rover that are a little more subdued. So stick with me. Let's paint a picture first. You've got your booth. It's set up. Your team is ready. And you're waiting for foot traffic to roll on in. But there's the harsh truth of the reality of trade shows, and that is if you're just sitting there, you're going to blend into the background. There's a billion booths around. The trade show floor is a chaotic sea of booths, banners, and noise. You need a way to stand out. And that's where the Rover comes in. See what we're doing here? Yeah. A Rover is someone who roams the trade show floor and is actively engaging with trade show and conference attendees to be able to capture their attention and draw them back to your booth. It's actually a really cool proactive approach that flips the script on how you typically do trade show selling. Most trade show selling happens right in front or behind a desk or a table. And instead of waiting for that to happen, and instead of waiting for prospects to actually come and find you at your booth, you're sending out a Rover to find them. So what is the true role of this Rover, and why did I think some of this was crazy? Well, we'll get into the crazy in a second, but the crazy works. But what does a Rover do, truly? Well, here's where it gets exciting, because you can be super creative with what you have your Rover doing. This role is not just about handing out flyers or business cards. See the business card video I talked about being dead, right? Creating experiences, sparking curiosity, and igniting conversations are the key. So let's dive into some edgy creative ideas for how a Rover can actually captivate an audience and drive that traffic back to your booth. So let's start with a crazy one. We'll do a less crazy one in between, and we'll add even more crazy to it, because you may want to do the crazy. And if you don't want to do the crazy, we'll give you subdued options first, or as well, I should say. So let's talk about visuals, because this one's a little crazier. Imagine your Rover, for example, dressing in a costume. Now, some businesses will do this, some won't, but it is kind of crazy and how well it works. Whether it's a mascot, a historical figure relevant to your brand, this is key and eye-catching, and it actually will stop people in their tracks. The Rover can pose for selfies, create buzz on social media, draw people in. People might say, who's that crazy person? Yeah, okay, well, what are they promoting? This curiosity, as crazy as it might sound, can actually lead to a bunch of prospects heading back to your booth. Okay, so that was too crazy for you potentially. Fine, but interactive demos aren't crazy, and that walking experience is key. So consider turning your Rover into a mobile experience. Elon Musk most recently did this with his humanoid robots that worked really, really well. The robots themselves were the ones doing the demo, but equip your Rover with a portable demo of your product or service. If you're selling a tech gadget, for example, like he was or is, let your Rover demonstrate its features right on the spot. This hands-on experience creates an immediate connection and compels attendees to learn more by visiting your booth for a much deeper dive into what it is that you're providing as a solution. Now, I did say we'd go back to crazy, but this isn't that crazy. The provocateur. And what I mean by the provocateur is really just asking bold questions. You don't have to be silly and crazy about this, but it could be a little controversial if you want to ask some different questions that could cause controversy. But your Rover can approach attendees with bold, thought-provoking questions. It's really the key here. Something like, "Are you tired of outdated solutions?" is not all that bold, but it works. Or what if I told you your business is kind of missing this one crucial element? Well, that works too. It's not all that bold. So it not only piques the interest, but also opens a dialogue. The key is to be a little bit provocative, though, to make them think. Challenge their thinking, and then invite them to your booth for solutions. That's the real key in the provocative questions. You can gamify the whole thing. This isn't crazy either, really. Do a treasure hunt. Honestly, everyone does love a good game. I mean, there's some more sophisticated trade shows where you're not going to do this, that's for sure. But there's lots of other really huge ones where people will love this. Create a treasure hunt where your rover hands out clues or challenges throughout the floor. The final destination, of course, your trade show booth. This interactive experience turns passive attendees into active participants every time. You can offer a prize for those who complete the hunt, ensuring that they, of course, have to return to your booth for their reward. Again, bringing more people into your booth. Gamification transforms the mundane into an adventure is all I'm saying, and it works really, really well. Now, another thing that's also not off the radar here as far as crazy is concerned is live streaming. Not a lot of people use live streaming at a trade show, but in today's digital age, social media is absolutely paramount. You can have your rover live stream engaging moments from the trade show, showcasing product demos of your kind, like Elon Musk did, interviews with attendees, or eye-catching booth features that you see. Encourage passersby to join the live stream for a chance to win a prize. Make them watch the live stream right then and there at the trade show to win. This not only drives traffic to your booth, but it also engages your audience. It engages and expands your reach beyond the trade show floor, well beyond the trade show floor. And if you upload these videos later to YouTube, they last forever. They're evergreen marketing. Now, you want to get really crazy? I've seen this actually done, which is the only reason I'm mentioning it. I know most of you won't do it, but here's a crazy one. Here's where it gets really edgy. Organizing a flash mob. When I saw this happen, I thought it was really nuts, but it really actually worked really well. The person choreographed a fun, high-energy dance that incorporated their brand message. Now, when your rover, who is usually the person that will initiate this surprise performance in a busy area, is doing it correctly, it will draw a crowd. Now, after the performance, invite the audience to your booth for exclusive insights or giveaways. You're going to need some really outgoing trade show employees to do this one. But it worked really well, and it was a heck of a spectacle. It was an unexpected spectacle that really did create a lot of buzz. So really, here's what you do with your rover. To conclude this whole thing, the trade show floor is a battlefield that we all are battling on for attention. And the rover is the one that can be your secret weapon. By thinking outside the box and using a rover and embracing creativity, you can actually turn a typical trade show experience into a pretty dynamic, attention-grabbing event. Remember that it's not just about being there. It's not just about your logo being on a banner or a big old booth. It's about being unforgettable so that you can start relationships with your clients. So go forth and empower your sales strategy with a rover who will roam, engage, and drive traffic back to your booth. You can use the crazy solutions I provided, or you can use the more mundane solutions that actually just start conversation. But let's make every trade show not just a gathering, but a revolution on how we sell. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment. I'm sure there's going to be comments on this one. People who are thinking flash mobs might be a nuts thing to do, but that's okay. I want to hear that too. If you've got other ideas that you've used a rover for in a trade show booth, put those in the comments. And don't forget to hit that little bell for new videos that come out all the time here on the channel. I'm Chris Baker. Thanks for watching.